let's transition now. The top 100 wrestlers. Number 73 is what we're on. And number 73 for me is Angelo King Kong Mosca. I don't think there was any better person than King Kong Mosca in Georgia Championship Wrestling. Georgia heavyweight champion, tremendous wrestler. Ends up hurting his shoulder in the process of. I think right when they started drawing a lot of money with him, he got hurt. But everywhere he went, to the Carolinas, Florida, wherever Angelo Mosca went. Tremendous wrestler. And if you watched just recently, about 5 or 6 years ago, he gets in a fight with one of his old football stars, and he starts hitting him with his cane. And if that ain't a reason to be number 73, beat the guy with his cane. There's no that's no reason not to be there. But no, King Kong Mosca. Jack, what do you think about Angelo King Kong Mosca?
I was fortunate to see him. When I saw him, was in the Mid-Atlantic when I lived in the Savannah area, and I thought he was fantastic. I immediately, became a fan of his. He was so convincing in everything he did. He was a beast.
Rodney?
I walk and I talk and I do exactly what I want. That was his phrase. It was tremendous. You're right. Great Georgia heavyweight champion. He had already lost the belt when they took a back body drop and fell on his shoulder, hurt his shoulder. He came back. Things were not the same. Of course, they had moved on. Superstar was on his way, so they had moved on. But at the time, 320 pounds, big, huge man, became the Georgia champion after a tournament. Then they had a big match with he and Stan Hansen. And then Dick Slater came in. Of course, Wrestling 2 wins, finally beats him after months of just railroading and running over everybody. Beats him for the Georgia Heavyweight Championship. Just a tremendously gifted wrestler. Great on the mic. He was, like I said, you were left out. He was in the WWE as well, or WWF as well. It was tremendous up there as well. Mosca, just awesome wrestler.
All right, Rodney, number 73 on your list. And hey, if you have a number 73 on your list, let us know. We're going to talk about it in just a moment. All the insiders, bring your names on in. Let us know. 73. All right, Rodney.
My number 73 is Paul Orndorff this week. Yes, Paul Orndorff. Great wrestler, big time. I think he really hit his stride when he was working for Mid-South, for Bill Watts, a North American heavyweight champion. And I think he was the Louisiana champion, Mississippi champion as well. I think he really hit it big there. First time we saw him was in Southeastern, the Knoxville end. He was teaming with Dick Slater against Dennis Condrey and David Schultz. And then, of course, later on, I guess after that, he goes to work for the Crockett's, in which he and Jimmy Snooker, the World Tag Team Champions, beat the Andersons. Tremendous wrestler. And then, of course, later on, we know him as when he gets to the big time, or if he in this case, he goes to the WWF, in which he really finds himself, I think, and becomes Mr. Wonderful and becomes a superstar. Then, of course, shifts back after that to World Championship Wrestling, and they just didn't know what to do with him. Honestly, they did not know what to do with him.
No, and Paul Orndorff, a tremendous wrestler, but he did lose a fight in a bar. And Bill Watts took the North American title away from him because of that. Bill Watts said,
that's right. And what's the answer to that?
Stay out of the bars.
Stay out of the bars.
But Paul Orndorff, tremendous. When we saw him, the first time we ever saw him, we saw him in Southeastern Championship Wrestling. At the time, Jim Barnett owned Southeastern Championship Wrestling. He bought it for Ron Fuller. But tremendous. We knew he was going to be a huge star. And we also liked Terry Orndorff, which his brother, which was a tremendous wrestler as well. I think maybe he had an automobile accident and couldn't wrestle anymore. But Paul was so good then. We knew he was good. And when they came, even when he came to Georgia Championship Wrestling, I think maybe it was World Championship Wrestling by that time, they didn't really know they didn't really push him the way he should have been pushed in that position as well.
Right. And that was due to the fact that the company was still a true believer in Tommy Rich, and nobody was going to take the top spot except for Tommy Rich. Much to my dismay, we had to watch Tommy Rich over and over and over again and say stuff like, Gordon, just like I said, Gordon, just like I said, if I'd heard that one more time, I was going to throw up, just like anything else he said. I'm
Send all the
sorry,
letters and
but very
comments. To Rodney West.
honestly, when he stood on Atlanta TV and cried about not beating Harley Race for the world title, and basically, what was it? He left because of that. Killed him off deader than a doorknob. He would never reach that epitome, that level again, as far as I'm concerned. It burned a bridge for me, for sure.
All right, Jack, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
I absolutely loved Paul Orndorff. There was such an intensity to everything he did. You could not watch him and not be able to suspend belief, about it, because man, he was just so good. He could talk, he could walk, he could present himself, and what a physical specimen he is or was. God rest his soul.
Yes, tremendous. And a lot of people had said they had problems with Paul Orndorff, but always was nice to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always was a gentleman. Always was nice. So I can't say anything bad about Paul Orndorff. All right, Jack, number 73 on your list.
For me is a follow up. I had mentioned Fit Finley here a few episodes back, and today I present to you, I think, the greatest wrestler to ever come out of Great Britain, William Regal.
Yes, tremendous wrestler. Always made fun of Rodney's shoes for some reason.
Well, we all do that. So.
He always
did not like me wearing I had black sneakers, comfortable shoes, because I'm running all over the arena. He did not like the fact that I was wearing those. With those, and they blend in. Nobody would be, except for him. He's the only one that ever noticed that I was wearing black Nikes instead of wearing dress shoes.
He was so good. When we first saw him World Championship Wrestling, he was being. I don't think at the beginning. I don't know that I remember seeing him until Bill Dundee managed him. I'm pretty sure he was there. I just wasn't watching the television program. I remember telling Grizzly Smith one time, he said, do you not know who these people are? I said, I don't watch the show. I don't know who these people are. I said, I haven't watched the show
because he was Steve Regal when he came to Georgia, to World Championship Wrestling first. And he had not taken on the royalty yet. When he first
tremendous
got there.
When he did that though. He did that gimmick so well. And when they put Bill Dundee with him, I thought that worked out very well. That Bill used to he was the manager, he was the heel, but Bill would always sit out there with us because he said, I'm tired of hearing them guys complaining there. Sit out here. He's there making more money than we ever made, and they're out there griping and complaining and working 4 days a week. What in the world? We're working 9 times during a week and wasn't making that kind of money. But yeah, Steven Regal, tremendous wrestler. All right,